Hi there. Do you want to learn how to find the growth rate of a time series variable such as production, sales, prices, etc.? If yes, this video is for you. You will learn about the most common types of growth rates along with their calculation. The rest of this video is organized as follows. First, I will explain the most common types of growth rates. Second, I will explain the calculation of those growth rates along with their interpretation. The first growth rate that I would explain is called simple or crude growth rate, which is also known as percentage change. A simple or crude growth rate may be considered as a percentage change in a time series variable. It is used to find changes in a variable over time, that is, day to day, month to month, and year to year. Its formula is as follows. The simple growth rate is equal to current value or xt minus previous value or xt minus 1 divided by previous value or xt minus 1 multiplied by 100. The second type of growth rate that we will explain is average annual growth rate. If you want to calculate the growth rate of a period of time, say from 2001 to 2022, average annual growth rate may be used. So it will show us how much a time series variable has increased on average in each period under study. It is simply dividing the simple growth rate by the number of points in time or t, which may be days, months, or years, or quarters, depending on the data. Its formula is as follows. The average annual growth rate is equal to the simple growth rate divided by the number of points in time or t. So this formula and this part of the formula are the same. Just we divided the simple growth rate by t, which will let us know how much the variable has increased or decreased or changed in each period of time on average basis. The third growth rate that we are going to explain is compound annual growth rate. Compound annual growth rate is similar to the average annual growth rate. It also measures the growth of a variable over a period of time. So it is also an average growth rate. It is calculated using the following formula. Compound annual growth rate is equal to ending value of a time series divided by beginning value of a time series raised to the power 1 by the number of points in time or t. This whole minus 1 and then multiplied by 100. Now you learned about these three types of growth rates. Next, I will show you how we can obtain or calculate these growth rates using time series data. So this data set will be used to obtain the growth rates we explained earlier. The data which you see here shows the rice production at the global level, and it is a time series data. Our data extends from 1961 to 2020. We are interested to know how much the production of rice has increased or decreased over the period of time from 1961 to 2020. In other words, we want to find out the growth rate of production. First, I want to make a time series graph of this data to understand a general trend in the time series. For this, we come to the insert and then go to the time series graphs and select this type of graph. We want to remove the years from the y-axis and want to show the years on x-axis. We click OK. This is our new figure. Since we have only one variable, we don't need this legend as well. This figure shows trends in production of rice in the world from 1961 to 2020. The general trend tells us that the production of rice has an increasing trend or a positive growth over time from 1961 to 2020. But we are interested to find out the average annual growth rate, so the simple growth rate, and also the year-to-year changes in rice production, so that we have a general picture of the situation of rice production in the world. Now, I want to show you the simple growth rate or percentage changes in the rice production in the world. So how you calculate percentage changes from year to year. So you type equal to and use the formula. This is our current value minus the previous value divided by previous value would be 2, this multiplied by 100. This is indeed the formula of simple growth rate. We press enter and this percentage change has been obtained. So the production of rice in 1962 has increased 5%, or we can say that the production in 1962 has increased by 5% as compared to 1961. We can drag down until the end of the dataset to find the year-to-year changes in rice production. So you can see the production of rice in 1963 as compared to 1962 has increased by 9%, and same, but in 1965 the production is declined as compared to 1964, so it has declined by 3%. So these are the percentage changes. Sometimes it has increased and sometimes it has decreased. We want to calculate a simple growth rate for the whole period from 1961 to 2020. Then we have to obtain it as follows. We press equal to, select the current value, that is 2020, minus the beginning value or previous value divided by the previous value multiplied by 100. So this is simple growth rate. So as compared to 1961, the production has increased by 250%. It is increased by more than doubled. So it is almost 2.5 times increased. It does not tell us the whole picture again. So it just says that the change between 2 points in time. We are interested in a growth rate that will tell us how much the production increased on average each year. For that, we need to calculate the average annual growth rate. How we do it? We can just divide this by the number of years that we have, or we can use the formula as I have explained here. Let's see how many observations do we have here. So we have 60 observations here. You can count here. So the first row is the title. You have 60 observations here. If we divide the simple growth rate by 60, which is the number of points in time, or t in our formula, we will obtain the simple average annual growth rate. So this growth rate tells us that on average, the production of rice has increased by 4% each year over time from 1961 to 2020. We can also calculate the compound annual growth rate using the formula here. That is the ending value divided by beginning value raised to the power 1 by t minus 1, and then this quantity is multiplied by 100. Let's calculate compound annual growth rate using the formula we have mentioned. So in this time series, our beginning value is this one in 1961 and our ending value is in 2020. So we type equal to ending value divided by beginning value, this raised to the power 1 by 60. We have the data of 60 years. From 1961 to 2020, it is 60 years. So this is the first part of the formula. Now we subtract 1 from this and multiply this by 100. So this gives us the compound annual growth rate. The compound annual growth rate in percentage term is equal to 2.11. This growth rate also shows that our rice production has increased by 2% each year. We have explained 3 types of growth rates in this video: the simple growth rate, the average annual growth rate, and the compound annual growth rate. Now we are in the best place to understand the situation of rice production in the world. we understand that the production of rice has increased over the years, and its annual rate of increase is by one method, the average annual growth rate. Using simple growth rate formula is 4.18, and another method, compound annual growth rate, it is 2.11% per annum or per year. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions or need clarification, please put your questions in the comment section. I will reach out to your question. And if you want me to make videos on some specific topics, you can also mention your suggestions in the comment sections. For our support, please subscribe our channel and also hit the notification button so that you can receive updates whenever they are posted on our channel. Thank you for your kind attention.